Video I wanted to do for a while now that looks at dentistry, whether it is a product or a service, and depending on whether it's a product or a service will define how we decide to do marketing for dentistry. And it's quite a key principle to understand this, because we're often talking about, is dentistry retail, is it not retail, where do we fit into it? So I want to give you an idea based on the research that I did as part of my MBA dissertation around products and services. So if we take a line, we can have products down one end and services down the other end. And that line is a continuum. It doesn't have to be a dichotomy. We don't have to be product or service. We can be anywhere within that line. And typically you might have something around here, perhaps salt or a cardboard box would be a pure product with no service element to it. And something up here, something like teaching, is a pure service with very little product element. And we can be anywhere ranging between the two. Apple, as a brand, are really good at this. Apple would be classically considered products, but they're fantastic at including a big service element within their offering, which makes them different and unique, and that's one of the ways that they stand out. So we could be anywhere around here, and we could argue, you know, to kingdom come where Apple are on that sliding scale. So if we are a service, then marketing should be done in a particular way, and I'll explain that way in a minute. If we are a product, marketing should be done in a different way. And retail, classically, is looking at the retailing of products. It's looking at purchasing products in from a wholesaler and retailing them to the person on the high street. So really, is dentistry here, or is it here, or is it somewhere in between? So let's just look at that. If we look at, well, what actually makes a service? So let's look at what makes a product and what makes a service. The first thing is what's called homogeneity of consumption. That means that as the service provider delivers the service, it is consumed homogeneously at the same time as the person delivers it. Teaching is the perfect example of this. As a person teaches, as they say the words, as you are watching this video and listening to what I'm saying, you are consuming the knowledge and the information. Those two things are absolutely homogeneous. They happen at identical times and at exactly the same time. The next thing is what we call heterogeneity. Heterogeneity of the service provider, which means that the service provider can change. So the service provider changes, and as the service provider changes, the quality of that service could change. So the person delivering it can be different, and the quality of that service will change. The words can be the same, the content can be the same. But if that person delivering it has a different skill set, does things in a different way, we've got that heterogeneity, that difference in how that product or how that service is delivered. And the last thing is inseparability. Completely and utterly, you cannot separate the service from the person delivering it. It's intrinsic within the same thing because of these other two things, because of the fact that it's delivered at exactly the same time. There's absolutely no way that we can separate the two from one another. So that has some interesting points about it. Think about it from a marketing point of view. Think about it, you're going to purchase a service from someone, and you know that as they deliver the service, you're going to consume it, so you can't try it in advance. As the person's going to deliver it, it depends on who delivers that service, because it's going to be different. And that it's completely inseparable from that person as an individual. Marketing for services has to be about reducing risk and increasing trust, because risk is very high. Risk is very high because as the service is produced, it is consumed. So risk is high. If I'm going to buy a service from someone, I need to know that I'm actually absolutely going to get what it is that they say I'm going to get, because I can't try it beforehand. So marketing for services has to be all about reducing risk and increasing trust. Let's look at products. Interesting thing with products can be made to stock. We can manufacture a product in advance, we can put it on the shelf, we can leave it there so that we can then cope with variance in the seasons and busy times and quiet times. We also have homogeneous manufacture. Because we can standardize the process, it's not reliant on an individual like a service is. Because we can standardize the process every single time, we can create tools, we can create a machine to manufacture that product for us. So we know it's absolutely the same every single time, which allows us to have a trial. If we want to go and buy a new pen, we can go to the pen shop, pick it up and try it. So we can try it out beforehand. And the last thing is we can actually return it. So if I buy my pen and it doesn't work, I can take that pen back to the shop and say, I don't like it, I want it to be returned. So because we can manufacture to stock, which means that we can try things, we can return them afterwards, and that the manufacturer is homogeneous, it's the same every single time, the trust isn't really an issue. And neither is risk, because I can try it beforehand and I don't have to trust an individual. So marketing for products is around creating an impulse buy. It's around saying to that person, you know you want that pen, buy it now, buy it now. So we'll use incentives, we'll use things like discounts, we'll use things like offers, because we want to enter into a single transaction with that person to get them to pass money to exchange for the pen, for that particular product. So with that in mind, is dentistry a product or a service? I would say it's very much towards the service end of the market. This is the retail end of the market. This is around deals and incentives and reduce the price to get the person through the door to create the transaction. Services is about relationship marketing. Services is about reducing risk and increasing trust. And that's why it's so perfect for social media, so perfect for online marketing, because we can communicate with a person over a length of time and build that trust and reduce the risk. So if you look at marketing for dentistry and the way you do your marketing is marketing a product, I think you're missing a trick. Please do let me know what you think. I'm really keen to find out what you think. This is just my opinion. And I'm more than happy to hear what your opinion is and what your experience is. So please do let me know in the comments of this video or wherever you happen to see it. Please do let me know. I look forward to seeing you and speaking to you soon. Take care now. Bye.